Hello everyone, this is Ming Jong. Welcome to another episode of the S&P 500 E-mini Futures Daily Market Analysis. That's for the session of 7th of October. In this video, I'm going to share with you the market recap from yesterday and also a trade review that happened in the London session. And in the trade review section, I will be explaining in detail on how to actually trade a pullback with the right context and together with the volume analysis as well. And going forward, I will also share with you my trading plan for the session later together with the levels that I am watching. Alright, so let's get started. So as we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, so yesterday was bearish, and what makes it more interesting is that the price action actually really gets started during the last few hours. I think it's the last 2 hours if I remember correctly. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into the hourly time frame so we get a lot more detail. So you can see that this is the hourly time frame, and one thing that stands out to me definitely is the spike of the supply here. I think that's the 2 a.m. and also the 3 a.m. volume at my time zone. So you can see that we have huge bearish bar here. This 2 bar actually just wipe out all the gains that we had on the previous day as well. And I believe that's triggered by the news about Trump is ending negotiating with the other party about the COVID-19 relief, so that everything will be on hold until the election is over. So I think that's the news that actually triggered a huge sell-off here. And talking about this kind of the sell-off with the spike of the volume, which makes me think about the sell-off that we have seen some time ago, which is this type of the sell-off together with the spike of the volume. So you can see that there is quite a lot of the similarities. Definitely the time frame is exactly the same at 2 a.m. My time zone together with the 3 a.m. bar as well. And on yesterday, we also have the 2 a.m. and also the 3 a.m. sell-off. And also, if we take a closer look at the volume, I would say that they are pretty much the same. So it's just the same type of the volume and at the last 2 hours sell-off. But one thing that is different is definitely the results. So in this case, similar volume, but yet we have a lot more bearish price action. So a bit of the ease of movement if we compare it to this date. I'm not sure what exactly the date here, but it's just about 1, 4, 3, okay, that's about 4 days ago. So but in terms of the overall structure, so sorry, let me just delete this first. So in terms of the overall structure, I think that so far we are still not yet hitting the immediate support level or support area at 3,300 to around 3,320. So previously has been tested a few times. So in this case, this support area will become immediate hold for the S&P 500. Okay, so let me just explain or talk more on the current market condition in the later part of the video. But before I do that, I want to show you my trade in a 3 minutes time frame. So in this trade, I would like to explain a bit more on how I actually trade the pullback, and the context and also the volume analysis is very important in this case, because if you have been watching my videos for quite some time, you know that I always like to trade with the right context and also justify with the volume as well. So in this case, let me just give you the whole context and by zooming out here. So that's the previous day session, as you can see in this active volume, and we have rally up and followed by this kind of the consolidation, horizontal type of the movement. So that actually happened during the Asian session, and when the London European session is active, we have seen a bit of the volatility come in and have a reaction down, and that also reflected in the volume as well. So overall, before the US market open, I think everything looks pretty normal and is relatively bullish. Let me zoom in a bit more. So you can see that I have already marked this up, and here is the trade here. Okay, so if we just take a look at this immediate structure, what we have here is something about this immediate trading range, and throughout this trading range we have this weakness which actually commit below the immediate support level, but that wasn't too bad because 3380 is actually a support level. So if we just take a zoom out view, so let me go back to the hourly time frame, and you can see that 3380 is always one of the good level to pay attention to. So that's just based on this swing high alone. So let me highlight this. So that's the swing high level at around 3380. So we were talking about this weakness here, and actually just touched the support level in the larger time frame. So overall, I think it's still relatively bullish at that time, but the trade actually just happened right there, because when it hit the support level at 3380, it actually forms a trading range. So if we just zoom in a bit, here is the context. We have a downtrend, kind of like the selling climax here, followed by the automatic rally. So there's a technical rally after the selling climax, and subsequently we form this short-term trading range. It's relatively short-term, it's about from 4 p.m. to about 7 p.m. my time zone. So my trade was actually based on the support level at 3380 and also this little structure here, the trading range. And what we have here is something about this breakout here. So I talk in quite a few videos on how I actually trade a breakout with a high winning rate, but in this case I did not trade a breakout. Instead I trade the reversal. So the reversal from the pullback is actually a much better trade in terms of having a high reward to risk ratio. So let me walk you through here. Zoom in a bit more. So one thing that stands out is this. So we have this structure, the trading range. So if we just want to trade a breakout, so obviously this is the sign of strength rally from this trading range, and it's actually breaking out. But I don't really like to trade the first breakout, as you know, because the first breakout always draw out a lot of the supply, and what I would like to see is actually how the price will react after it breaks out. So here is the backup action or the pullback. So here's the pullback. Overall, the first pullback or the first downswing here, we have seen the increasing of the supply level. So that's the supply level, and that makes me a bit not comfortable, because if we just take a closer look and comparing to the previous supply level, definitely the supply level is relatively high, and that's the increasing of the supply. Despite that, the result wasn't that bearish because we're still holding up about halfway of this trading range here, so which is not bad. But anyway, since I have seen the increasing of the supply level, what I would like to see is actually a test of this downswing. So this is the downswing or the pullback. The first pullback comes with the increasing of the supply, and because of the increasing of the supply, I would like to see a test, which is this one. So this is the test that comes with slightly decreasing of the supply if we compare it to the first leg down or the first pullback. And if we take a closer look, this volume here, this high volume here, actually containing a great demand tail. So there are quite a lot of the supply in this candle. So definitely I think if we just minus out the demand, then the supply is probably not that much. So overall, we have the first pullback, and subsequently, even though the pullback creating a lower low here, and that's not ideal in this case, but I still take the trade because this is a huge demand tail. So suggest that there's demand in, and also overall the supply has been decreasing, and I just believe that this second pullback is actually a successful test of the first pullback. So that's how I justify the supply level, and subsequently I just wait for a confirmation because I don't really want for the next candle to have a continuation to the downside. So otherwise, then I think it's likely to touch the immediate low at around 33.80. So I just wait for a bullish bar, and you can see that. Let me zoom in a bit more. This bullish bar here actually just closed above the high of the previous bar here. So here's the close, and right after the close I just enter my long entry. So at that point I just anticipate can just travel to around the non-RTH high here. So I believe that's the non-RTH high that's close to 3400 level. So I just trail my stop, or actually just put the just put the limit order there, and you can see that I just exited somewhere around this candle here when it actually touched the high here. So that's my limit order. So overall, this is a relatively good reward to risk ratio, about 2.8. So depending on how you manage the trade, I believe that if you just wait for a bit longer, you probably can catch a few more points and to this big bullish bar here. But for me, I think we have seen quite a few touches at that level, so I just close out right at the level there, and with a reward to risk ratio, I'm very satisfied. Okay, so that actually happened during the London session. So you can see that just that's the resistance level at about 3400 level. We just touch it a few times and show the inability to move up, forming a range. And in the US session, we just started a bit of the reaction here. So during the US session, let me just take a look if there is anything worth to trade, because I wasn't trading during the US session, but by just looking at the look here, it's probably forming another structure by itself. So there's definitely trading opportunities depending how you manage a trade. So that could be a spring trade for the fourth type of the breakout right here, and another trade could be the breakout type of the trade with a backing up action and then followed by another run up. So there are at least two possible trades right here. One is based on the fourth type of the breakout. The other is the breakout trade followed by a backup, reversal, and then breaking out again. And yeah, you can see that this is very interesting. So we have seen this spike of the volume again, spike of the supply, together with huge bearish bar. So I don't think I will be able to catch that move even after the candle just show up, but because of the bearish candle or this kind of the huge candle, it's a bit hard to catch unless you dive into a smaller time frame like 1 minute charts or even seconds chart or using tick chart. So I believe that the last 2 hours is a bit hard to catch, despite that it's very profitable. So anyway, this is the trade review, and let me just get back to the hourly time frame and let's talk more on the current market outlook or the current market condition. So far, if I just zoom out a bit, I think the falling wedge is still in play. So right after breaking out from this falling wedge, we have this sign of strength rally, and then followed by this trading range here. So this is a hourly structure. And in terms of the price action yesterday, despite having this kind of the spike of the supply, which is very threatening, similar to this kind of the supply, but we are still within the trading range. In terms of the support level, I mentioned earlier on, the immediate support level that I am watching is still right at 3300 to 3320, so it has been touched a few times. So I believe that will provide some immediate support. So if the price continue to move down to have another test or further weakness down, so this is the first level that you need to hold. And hopefully if you can hold, then maybe this could become a nice long entry if it just reverse from there. Otherwise, if it just continue to go up, I believe that we are right at the resistance level at 3380. So I would like to see how it actually reacts from this level, 3380, because here is the supply zone and that's the immediate resistance level. So that previously was the support level. Once it's break, become the resistance level. So we just need to see how it actually respond to the level. Maybe you can just penetrate through with a shallow test and then continue to move higher. Otherwise, if it just attempt to break above and find some rejection and eventually have this kind of the rejection tail with a bearish candle, then I think it's likely to move down again to test the low here, if not the immediate support level at 3300 to 3320. Okay, so either the short entry or the long entry could be play out. So we just need to see how the price will unfold at this time. Yeah, but in terms of the overall structure, so far we're still within this trading range from 3300 to around maybe 3400 now. So the trading range is still in play. We just need to trade at the edge, so somewhere around the support or short at a resistance level to give us some great reward to risk ratio to minimize the risk to the minimum. Okay, so I believe this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something useful out from the video. So if you like the video, just click like and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. So as usual, if you have any kind of questions, comments, suggestions, or trade ideas you'd like to share with me, feel free to comment it below. I will reply to you. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.